Hi, welcome. So I wanted to follow up on the nutrition that I've been taking, and what I didn't really go very much into what I eat, but we live very simply, mostly meat and some rice. So I cut down very much on the standard bowl of rice, which is like this. If you go into any restaurant in the Philippines, they'll give you a clump of rice like this. I always cut that down to a third of what they give you, and that's what I ate, and I leave the rest. And even here at the house, I only eat a very small portion of rice, try to keep that down, okay? But when I go for breakfast, I always have 3 eggs and a very small portion of rice like this, and then a little tomatoes. But I have 3 eggs, and that I count as part of my protein diet. So, or the protein part of my diet. I also have the protein drink as well, the powder. So that's whey protein, and I have that too, so which I'll show you some other time. So I tend to eat light. As you can see, I'm of a light build, and this is about as good as I can expect, except that you'll notice I've still got my little bit of fat here. Now, it's very, very difficult to take it down. It's difficult to get that shape down so that you're coming out and that you've got your upper body muscle and the lats here, so that you've got that V shape, which every guy wants that. It's very difficult to get that and to achieve it, but to lose it, it goes like nobody's business. So let me show you the equipment that I have. So of course I have this. Don't actually use this much because I don't do much cardio, but you can see what this is like. It's okay. Beth comes in here and she goes on that. These are the free weights. These are the only free weights that I do. There's one on the bar, right? But these are the free weights that I do, and I got this from somebody that's already on YouTube. He looks human, but he's not. He's made from a solid piece of granite, I think. But he suggested that you should do this combo, no rests in between. So coming like this, which is the normal one, and then turning, and you do 6 of each of these, right? And then this one is the hardest for me, this one. So I do 6 of those, come up, undo these, and then I do without turning. Now I found that I don't do fast, I do slow, which is harder to do slow, and you don't get any momentum up, so it's difficult. It's time under stress rather than the number of reps that you do. So I do those. Of course, I do shrugs, and I do on here. Now usually with everything I do 3 sets of 20, and that's what I do. Now I come over and I will do the normal bench press, which is not a lot of weight, as you can see. I got this at the equivalent here of the Goodwill store. We call it the Korean store. Now the weights, because they're the free weights, I tend to go, if you've done any research at all on this, and you should be doing your research so that you know what you're doing. All of these kinds of weights, which I do without rests, and I do them to failure, right? That's the phrase I was looking for. I do them to failure, so that I just can't do any more. And I don't do them every single day, because it's important to have rest days. So all of my exercises, which I'm going to show you, I do one after the other, no rests. So I will show you that. I got this very recently. This is for, obviously, for those who, I'm not teaching anybody anything they don't know, but for doing the exercises like this, okay, and also for doing dips. Now, there are some things that I found, now that I am 85, that really are very, very difficult for me to do. And so I'm actually working now on being able to do pull-ups like I used to be able to do. And for that, I'm doing hanging. And that's hard, but that will lead up to me being able to do pull-ups. So if you went over there, honey. So this part of my training is calisthenics. I don't usually wear shoes. So for this, if you're getting on, certainly if you're over 65, you'll be having the same pain that I have with your back. And the thing that you must do every day, I recommended this to my wife Beth, and she tried it, and she said it really works. Now when I get up in the morning, and this is the first thing that I do, this is agony, I can tell you, just lying here. And as you lie here, whether you do it like this, or like this, or like this, that way or that way, you let your body sink into the ground and the pain goes away. It really does go away. Okay, so if you come back home, that, I then follow that up with this kind of exercise. Now this is really important for getting the cracks out of your back. Try to keep your shoulder down as much as you can and go over and touch here. And this twisted the body, where you're twisting like this, you can hear the body cracking usually like this. When I do that, I do 3 sets of 20. Okay? Now what I do one set like that, and then I come up and I do this to the pelvic platform. This and this. And I just do 20 of each of that because, as a warm-up, because I'm going to use the weights. So then this I do 3 sets of 20. And then right, 3 sets of 20 of each of those. Then I come back down, and this one I think is a really good one for the chest and the arms. When you're this age, all of these exercises are compound. There's no one that is special. It seems to me that they're all compound. But this is one that I do. I do 3 sets of 20. And then when I've done 20 of those, I'm going to do 3 sets of 20 of that. But in between, rather than resting, I come and I do something different. So I come from this to this again, and then back to this. And I do this slowly so I don't get the benefit of any speed or momentum. And then when I've done my last one, I hold this for 15 seconds there and 15 seconds here. This one is the killer, probably because it's using the forearms more. Okay, so that's with the weights. I think if you only did this set, you would actually start to show some real improvement. This is what I did when I first started. So now this is the plank. I go into the plank position and I do these exercises. 20 there. Then 20. Then I come, I do 20 of these. One. Now, because I want to be focusing on the arms and the back and everything, so I double. It's usually like one and then come back. This is what it usually is. But I do two. 1, 2, and I do 20. Now, if you count that, that means that on every one, even though it's in the plank position, so therefore easier than doing the full push-up like this. It's not the push-up like this, I admit. But you need to know your limitations. So I do that, and I do 2 with every rep. I do 20 like that. Now, from that, when I've finished all of those reps of doing that, I come and I do the push-ups. Now, one of the things that I found somehow makes it easier to do a lot more push-ups is to count them in a different way. So this is the way that I count them. 1, 1, 2. Sorry, I'll have to do that again. 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I count like that and I go up to 10. Now, when I was a lot younger, I would actually get to 10 and then I'd start back down again and start doing 10, 9, 8, 7, and so on. I haven't got to that yet, but I'm working on it, okay? So if you did this mat routine and you did that and one other thing, you would be doing very well. Now the next exercise is the last one that I would do in this set. And so I would use this, and this is 2 kilos, okay? I know it's very light, but for what I do with this, it gets to be very heavy at the end. Now, by going straight into the next exercise and not having any rest, it makes for a very intensive workout, just what we've done here on the mat. So this one, I take it up to 5. And the way that it's counted is 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Now you do that until you're doing 5 on every one. And then when you get to 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 5, 4. You see how it goes? Now, obviously we do 5, then you go 4, 3, 2, 1, and then eventually 3, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1. If you do that, even with 2 kilos, that's a killer. I usually, when I finish that, I wobble my way over to the bed and sit for a few minutes. But all of that routine I do completely without any rests at all, and it usually works out between 25 and 30 minutes. Okay, so you've seen what I've got. The only thing I didn't show you was this one, which is for abs. I'll show you this with 2 very skinny people as a way of losing weight. And 3 sets of 20 on that is a good workout. So I hope that you will. That's sitting down on the job, or she's going to give the camera away to the stool. So I hope that you will look at what's happened. I hope that you will get something from it. Now, one thing that I would like to say is, all during this time, the idea of having a routine where you do the same every day, that routine on the mat, if you did that every day, and then every, say, 3 days, you did some on the weights, only what we've been looking at here, all kinds of different weights that you can go, and you can do these as extra. And if you do that until your arms are knackered, and do that every third say Monday, Wednesday, Friday, that will be enough on that for upper body. Now, what I do on the supplements and everything gives me the upper body strength. I'm not trying to be Arnold Schwarzenegger, okay, so I know how skinny I am, but it gives me enough muscle tone up here. As I said, the thing is, if you leave off, the thing that I heard which made the most sense to me is that if you do something every day, it becomes a pattern, it becomes a habit, becomes a training habit that will take you through to a given result. All of this, just did the math, it would take you through to a good result. Now, if you leave it off for 2 days, you have set up a new pattern, and the new pattern is not going to take you anywhere. So, develop habits which will serve you. So even if you don't feel good, you can come in, you lie down like I showed you, and let the body just sink and relax, and then the pain goes away, the old aching body, and it all sinks and relaxes. Then you can start your routine. The biggest thing that you shouldn't be doing is thinking about other things. You should be thinking about what is happening in the body, so the mind to muscle connection is there. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll do more. Good luck.